Have you ever tried fasting, maybe heard about all the amazing health benefits, but then found yourself feeling just completely wiped out? Well, you are not alone. So today we're going to get into the science of what's really going on inside your body when that fasting fatigue hits.
It's a weird paradox, right? We hear all about how fasting can lead to better metabolic health, even mental clarity. But for so many of us, the reality, especially those first few days, just feels like you're running on fumes. So what's the deal? Well, it all kicks off with what is basically a major energy crisis inside your body.
All right, so the first and honestly the most straightforward reason we feel tired is all about fuel. When you stop putting food in, your body is forced to completely change how it generates energy, and that switch, well, it isn't always a smooth ride.
Normally, your body loves running on glucose. Think of it like the premium gasoline for your cells. It's easy to get, it's right there in the food you eat, and it provides super quick energy. It's your body's default setting. It's comfort zone.
But when that easy glucose from your last meal runs out, your body has to kick its backup plan into gear. First, it raids its emergency stash of glucose, called glycogen, which is stored in your liver and muscles. But that only lasts for about 6 to 8 hours. After that's all gone, your body makes the big switch and starts burning your stored body fat for fuel.
And this whole process, it has a name: metabolic switching. It's this incredible, ancient survival mechanism. Your body is literally turning fat into these little energy molecules called ketones. It's super efficient, but that transition period, that awkward phase of switching fuel types, that's what can really leave you feeling so drained.
And that right there is our first major culprit for the fatigue. As your body is getting used to this whole new fuel system, you can get a bunch of symptoms that people sometimes call the keto flu. You know the feeling. You feel weak, you get that brain fog, maybe you're even a little bit grumpy. It's your body just trying to recalibrate its internal engine.
But hold on. A lack of calories isn't the whole story. Not even close. Let's talk about another factor that's just as critical, but one we often totally overlook: hydration and the crucial minerals that go along with it.
Feeling weak isn't always about an empty stomach. As Dr. Eric Berg points out here, it's often a massive sign of something else entirely, a loss of water and those essential minerals, our electrolytes.
You can basically think of electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium as the spark plugs for your nerves and your muscles. They're absolutely essential. When you fast, you don't just lose water, you actually flush out these vital minerals, and that directly causes muscle weakness and that feeling of fatigue.
And this becomes a huge deal during fasts like Ramadan, where even water is restricted during daylight hours. In situations like that, dehydration becomes a prime suspect, directly getting in the way of how your muscles and organs work and leading to that all too familiar dizziness and exhaustion.
Okay, so we've got the energy switch and we've got the dehydration drain. But there's a third, kind of sneaky culprit at play: your internal body clock, your circadian rhythm. Fasting can throw it completely out of whack.
Now, to get this, we have to talk about cortisol. We usually think of it as just the stress hormone, but that's not its only job. It's also your body's natural alarm clock. It's supposed to peak in the morning to get you up and going, and then slowly fall throughout the day so you can actually get to sleep at night.
But here's what happens when you're fasting. That nice, healthy spike of cortisol you're supposed to get in the morning to feel energized, it just flattens out. So you end up with lower cortisol when you need that get-up-and-go energy, and then, annoyingly, higher cortisol at night when you're trying to wind down and sleep.
And this flattened curve is exactly what researchers see in cases of chronic stress. That high cortisol in the evening makes it so much harder to get deep, restorative sleep. So what happens? You wake up feeling tired, and the whole miserable cycle just starts all over again, all because your body's natural clock is off.
So far, this all makes a lot of sense, right? Change your fuel, get dehydrated, mess up your body clock. Yeah, you're going to be tired. But this is where the story gets really interesting. There's a surprising, counterintuitive twist.
What if I told you that at the exact same moment your body feels sluggish and wiped out, there's a system in your brain that's actually ramping up its efforts to keep you awake and alert? Let me introduce you to something called Orexin-A. This is a super powerful neurotransmitter that's made deep in your brain. Its number one job is to promote wakefulness. You can think of it as your brain's very own stay alert signal.
And here's the wild part. Studies have found that when you fast during the day, your body doesn't turn down Orexin-A. It actually turns it up. It starts pumping out more of this chemical that's designed to keep you awake.
So why on earth would it do that? Well, it's an evolutionary survival response. When our ancient ancestors were faced with the lack of food, their brains needed to be more alert, not less, to make them better hunters and gatherers. It's your brain's way of giving you a kick to go find your next meal.
Okay, so let's connect all of these dots because the feeling of being tired when you're fasting isn't just one single thing. It's actually a complex tug of war that's happening inside your body.
So, on one side, you've got that energy drain from switching your fuel source, the weakness from losing electrolytes, and that deep tiredness from a messed up sleep cycle. But on the other side, you've got your brain's orexin system actively pushing for alertness. It's a battle between these different systems.
So at the end of the day, that tired feeling is so much more than just an empty fuel tank. It's a system-wide cascade, a disruption of your energy, your hydration, and your hormonal clock, all while your brain is trying to fight to keep you awake.
Understanding all these interconnected causes really gives us a much clearer picture. It's not just about pushing through the hunger. So the real question is, knowing all this, how can you approach fasting with more wisdom? How can you support your body through the process instead of just fighting against it? It's definitely something to think about.